Right, so I'm gonna get started. It doesn't really matter who's on here today. This was kind of just something I was gonna come in and just check on everybody, see how we're doing, give a word of encouragement. You can always catch the replay later. Um, Sorry, I have this on my phone as well, so I can see how long the delay is, and it's super long. So, all right. So today, my word of encouragement was just to stay the course, right? So we all handle stress in different ways. And as I just said earlier, I'm an introvert. So the first few weeks, this was great. I was excited about being in the house and and doing all my meetings on Zoom and everything. But I know my husband and one of my girls, they're extroverts. They need to be around people. So this has been torture for them. And they've been handling it completely differently than I am right now. So we all handle stress in different ways, and we all have to be mindful of that. And what looks like um, stress to you doesn't always look like it doesn't show up the same way in somebody else. So, um, for some people, your stress may look like worry and anxiety and just really feeling uncertain about what's going to happen and not being at peace and having this restless feeling that you're dealing with. For me, stress looked like being still. Um, I I was able to use this time to really think and to process and to kind of almost use it as a chess move. It's allowed me to just pause and to be able to um, really think strategically about how this is going to look on the other side. And so that I'm not blindsided by this the next time a crisis happens. Because a crisis is always going to happen. It may not be to this magnitude or to this effect, but there's always going to be some type of crisis or some type of um, thing that's beyond your control that's going to have to force you to pivot or to learn or to grow through this. So my quietness, comes from my direct relationship with God. So I feel like I have to listen. I have to feel led to do something, and I didn't feel led to worry or to panic or to stress out or to have any of those anxieties. Now, that's not to say that I'm not worried or not concerned about what the future looks like, because I'm every week this gets extended. My company is going further and further into debt, as every business is right now, as a lot of businesses are right now anyway, I should say. So it doesn't mean that I'm not concerned, that I'm not worried about how long this is going to last, and what I need to do to prepare and what this is going to look like when the aftermath comes. I'm definitely concerned about that, but I'm not allowing it to control me. It's not controlling my thoughts. It's not controlling my mood. It's not causing me to be sick or create unnecessary worry and anxiety. So concern versus letting it completely take over is what I'm really trying to stress today. So you can control your attitude during this time, and you can control to not let fear take over what you're doing. So we can't control what the president does. We can't control what he says. We can't control what the government does. Even all of these loans and grants and all of the stuff that they're promising. I mean, I've been trying to apply for 2 days for that payroll protection program, and I can't get through. I was on the phone with PNC for an hour yesterday just for them to tell me to go back to the website. It's hard. Like, it's really hard for business owners and just for people to just survive and live right now. So we can't control what the president is doing. We can't control what the government's doing. We can't control even this money they're so-called trying to give us. And even still, what does that look like even after the fact? We get this money. It may be enough to buy us some time. But, a lot of these are loans. You've got to pay them back afterwards. Will your business get the traction it needs to be able to catch up on bills and now repay a loan payment? I don't know, but it's definitely causes for concern. But again, not stressing and not having anxiety, but instead, using this time to think strategically. What are some things that you can do? I've edited all my contracts. I'm trying to foolproof this for next time, so that I'm not caught off guard when something like this happens. I run an event company, so people are panicking and they can't have events right now. Um, some of them don't know what to do. A lot of them have been understanding and have moved, their events to next year, but a lot of them are just in panic. They have to feed their families as well. They don't know what's going on. They don't know what the future looks like. And all they know is they want their money back, but a lot of businesses just can't do it right now. They still have payroll, they still have overhead, they still have utilities. They're still trying to survive and just get through all of this. So it looks different for everybody, but we're all going through something, whether it's your business or whether it's just personally being isolated or uncertain about your job or your income or, what's going on. It's affecting all of us in some shape or form. So we have to just focus on what we can control. We can control those things like our attitude and what we do with this time and how we handle ourselves and what we choose to focus on. What are you focusing on? Are you focusing on being lonely all day and not having anything to do? Or are you using this time to finally complete that book you wanted to write, or the book you wanted to read, or the goals that you wanted to do? Go back and watch my videos on the Goal Master series. I did a 4-part series on completing and tackling your goals. So now's a good time to do that. Go do that. Decide today what you're going to allow to control you, because if you let the fear control you and take over, this is going to be a really long and hard process for you. So sometimes it's hard, or it might not even feel right to enjoy being in a situation like this, especially when so many lives are being lost. And it's real. People are really dying. And, there's realness going on out here. So sometimes it doesn't feel right to smile or to enjoy this time when you know that there's people suffering and you know that there's people on the front lines that are out there putting their life on the line for this. But you can only control what's going on in your circle. So like I said, you've got to decide. You've got to decide how you're going to react to all this, how you're going to respond, how you're going to. And another thing, you have to decide who you're going to let speak into your life and influence you right now. Because every time I turn on the TV and listen to the president speak of the government, it makes me want to go hide under a rock somewhere. You have to control what influences your life. I've been getting up early every morning and not as early as I used to. My early now is about 2 hours later than it was, but nonetheless, I'm still up early. But my morning routine, I'll put the TV on just for 15 minutes just to get a snapshot of what's going on for the day. And then I cut it off because I can't handle any more than that, right? So my morning consists of my Bible study, of listening to a positive podcast, of reading a devotional or journaling or something that's going to set the tone for my day. Because if I let people speaking negativity and downcast into my day, that's going to affect my entire day for me. So I have to start my day on a positive note. I have to start it on something that's going to get me in the right mindset and the right frame of mind. So you have to be able to control what is going in to your mindset for that day, who's speaking into your life that day, and what you're allowing to consume you. Like I said, the news, and you do need to watch the news because you need to know what's going on, but don't let it consume you. Don't keep it on all day. Get the facts, find out what's going on, if there's any changes, and turn it off and find something positive. If you're not religious, find a good podcast. Brene Brown has a really good new podcast on right now. I listen to Spotify is where I get my podcast from, but you can get podcast anywhere. But she has a really good one, and I've really been enjoying that. But she has one. I always love Oprah's podcast. There's a few more. Let me see. I'll look them up for you real quick. Some podcasts that I listen to, TED Talks. I have the TED Talks podcast. There's a Lead to Win podcast that I listen to. Rachel Hollis has a really good podcast. It's called Rise. Like I said, Brene Brown, Joyce Myers. I love to listen to her. The Gold Digger, Goal, Gold Digger, that's a really good one that I listen to as well. There's one called The Motivated Mind. I like that one. It's usually little shorter snippets that I listen to. And then there's a bunch of other just leadership people that I listen to. But those ones are good ones. And I'm sure there's more out there that I'm not even aware of. So take some time, find something positive to put into your life today. So stay the course, no matter what it looks like, no matter what you're going through, no matter what you're hearing from the outside sources, just put it in somebody's hands that's higher than you and take that burden off of yourself. Choose what you're going to listen to, choose what you're going to let influence your life, and don't respond to the negativity. Don't allow that to enter into your spirit, because it's just going to bring itself out in other ways, and anxiety or worry and doubt and fear. So don't be consumed by that. Control how you're going to survive this and stay the course. All right, so I'm going to be on here every Tuesday at 12 o'clock. So it may not always be live, it may be pre-recorded, or maybe a post, or maybe a guest speaker or something, but every Tuesday at noon, there's going to be something from me that's going to be just my commitment moving forward, and to keep you all on track and to give you something to look forward to. So next Tuesday, I have an announcement of something else that I've been working on that I'm going to announce and launch on Tuesday. So I'll look forward to seeing you guys then. I really hope you catch this replay. I know this was last minute, so a lot of you didn't know about it, so I apologize for that. But that's fine. The replay will be up here in the group, and you can watch it whenever you want to. So stay the course. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you guys next Tuesday. Have a good one.